But an official good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Like I said in my quick Zoom housekeeping, we have a very full agenda today. So with no more from me, I'm going to turn it over to Brenda Hall, who's going to introduce our session just a little bit here this morning and kind of where we're headed. So thank you, Brenda, for being with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sam. I thought I'd start off by just introducing myself just a little bit. Because I normally work primarily behind the scenes, I oversee the staff that lead and support our state and federally funded programs. And I work closely with our federal budget and all the grant reporting that goes with it. But I have had the privilege of working with the state library's team of LRTs. What's an LRT, you might ask? That acronym stands for Library Resource Technician. They're the people you've probably talked to on the phone or emailed with, but maybe not seen in person. So I'd like to take a moment and just to describe the different LRTs that we have working at the State Library. We've got three district LRTs, Amanda, Dory, and Trisha, and they're the folks that you talk to when you call that main number. They're a great resource for you. And if they don't have the answer, they usually find somebody who does. Tony works closely with Scott, and you most likely talk to her at times of accreditation, annual survey, the NAC directory. Recently, she's been getting a lot of emails about foundation directory, signing up for that. Then we have Margaret, and Margaret works with Iowa Publications Online. So she spends a lot of time digitizing the state documents here at the library. She also works with Iowa Shares. So she sends those blue bags and totes, works with our collection, the library science and STEM kits, getting those ready to go out in delivery. We also asked Emily to join us as well. She's the person behind our website and our communications that you receive via GovDelivery. So this is our small but mighty team. Thanks for being with us today. And with that, I'll turn it over to Trisha.
Hi, I am the district LRT for North Central and Northeast, and I specialize in E-rate. So I would like to explain what E-rate is. It's actually a federal program, and it's funded by the FCC, and it supplies help for your library for internet. So if you are in, it's based on your school lunch numbers of your district, your school district. So it's possible that you might get between 60 and 80% of your internet bill paid. I did a quick check on figures, and starting in July of this year, Iowa libraries will be getting $139,826. So that is to help them out with their internet. So if you're interested in this program, there are a few features of it. There are three forms. And as you can see on the slide, the first form is the 470. That puts out the bid, says, hey, I want internet for my library. And companies will give you a bid. Sometimes you have one bid. Sometimes you may have three bids. And then you choose from those bids. And then when that is chosen, you file a Form 471. And that is where you delineate who is going to be your service provider for internet. When that is approved, you will file a Form 486. That's like the trigger that starts the funding. So those three forms are forms that we can help you with. You're not on your own. We can help you file those forms. I do a lot of that via Zoom, screen share, and so we're happy to help you with that. There is a caveat with that, and you must comply, your library must comply with the Children's Internet Protection Act. We call it CIPA. It was put into place in 2001 under President Clinton. And what CIPA is it says exactly that you must filter the internet access for children to pictures that are obscene, child pornography, or harmful to minors. So I do want to make the explanation that it's not necessarily against intellectual freedom. Some libraries have the mistaken idea that it is against intellectual freedom to filter. However, all you are filtering is images. You're not filtering information. You must only filter pornographic images. So that's something you could talk with your consultant about that, and they can give you. Also, ALA has some really good material about SIPA on their site as well. So then when you agree with that, you can file the forms. But before you file, the next slide will show you that you have to go to usac.org. And this is what the page will look like. And you will need to get a login. So if you're unfamiliar with how to do that, then there is a 1-800 number on this slide, or you can call one of us LRTs and we'll get you hooked up with USAC, and then you'll be able to sign in. And this is where we file all of our forms, through this portal. And another aspect that is just being rolled out right now as we speak is the cybersecurity pilot program. And there are going to be a few libraries and a few schools that are going to be chosen across this nation for this pilot program. And I would love to see an Iowa library participate. So here's why we need it. Right now, as we speak, the Seattle Public Library is under a ransomware attack. They have been out of service for 4 weeks and counting. They have no back online date. So the library is open, but there are no computers. Everything is under attack. So very interesting, because you think that could never happen in Iowa. Oh, but it did. Last year it did, to a library. And so the ICN, Samantha had a great one of these little sessions with the ICN on cybersecurity. So there are things that you can do, and there are companies that can help you with this. So it might be worthwhile talking to your IT person or reaching out to ICN and say, hey, what can you do for us to protect us? Because we'd like to enroll in this pilot program if we get chosen. So these are the things that are eligible. Firewalls, endpoint protection, identity protection, monitoring, surveillance, which is always ongoing for cybersecurity threats. We believe, we're not sure yet, we believe that libraries are going to be capped at $15,000 for a 3-year period. So that's something that if you're interested in, please reach out. More information is forthcoming. And then finally, the last thing I'd like to say is that just today, the chairwoman of the FCC is asking the board to add hotspots to E-rate. So that has been an ongoing venture, and they are going to vote on that on July 18th. So you could have hotspots and hotspot service covered by E-rate possibly for the following fiscal year. So keep that in mind if you're interested in applying for E-rate. That's all I have.
Well, thank you, Tricia. This is Dory Bowles, and I'm the Library Resources Tech for the Central and the Southeast Districts. And I'm just going to touch a little bit about PLOW. PLOW stands for Putting Libraries on the Web. We have currently 352 libraries that use the PLOW website. We offer full sites and light sites. And for website, for the format, we use Concrete 5 as the management system. A full website has many pre-made sections. They can be fully customized by the library. While the basic design remains, library staff can add new sections, new tabs, new pages, new blocks, and new images. The layout and colors can be changed. The font, page boxes can be customized to content, layout, color, and number. The website includes an image slider on the front page that can be easily updated and changed. The library can maintain a calendar of events and add widgets for Facebook and the library catalog. This type of website is good for libraries that have tech-savvy staff and have the desire for a dynamic and attractive website. We also offer a light site, and it's a basic library site that does not offer the full range and depth of content as the full site. The boxes on the front page are set for certain types of content, and there is no front page image. There are no tabs and no calendar of events. Library hours and a link to the library online catalog is included. A library choosing the light site works with their district LRT to provide some content, such as policies, pictures, and a list of services. The LRT adds the content to the light site as directed by the librarian. This type of site is good for libraries that essentially want a library brochure on the web. Once the initial content is added, it will not change very much. With both sites, your district LRT is here to help with questions. We can walk you through the process of adding or deleting content. And if a library doesn't have a plow site and is interested in getting one, all they need to do is contact their LRT. Also, I wanted to touch a little bit about ILLs. Silo. If your library needs a Silo account, has a new employee, you do need to contact your LRT for that. The LRT will create an account for you. We would also advise if you have an employee that had a Silo account and is no longer working at your library, please let us know. Also, we have the locator cleanup, which the LRT can help you with that process for Silo. And don't forget, if you're unable to locate an item through Silo, you can request an item through us, and we use the OCLC, which is outside the state of Iowa for ILLs. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Everyone, my name is Amanda Grum, and I am the LRT for the Northwest and Southwest District. I'm just going to talk to you about, these are my top 3 questions that I always get to help librarians with. The files and the file folders. That is something that Jerry behind the scenes has been working on and changing to get everyone their own file, so we're not uploading into other people's files, other people's website, things like that. As of right now, he has 4 out of 12 servers done. So if you see a change in your file format, that is what he has been working on. So just be aware if yours looks a little different, that is why. We also can create folders, users can now, and that has been very helpful in getting everything right and putting everything in the right folder to find things that are easier to upload to or to put onto your website. Also, if you have to delete any folders, that unfortunately is something that users cannot do. So if you need a folder that needs to be deleted, please contact your LRT for that as well. We also had a couple of questions. I do a lot about trying to upload Word documents, and that is something that we do not support for Concrete 5. It's always best to save it as a PDF and then upload it to your website that way. And I'm just going to show you quick what the new thing looks like a minute. The file folder here, the file manager. There we go. As before, you can see, I just pulled up Hall Public Library as theirs has been done. So you can see that now it just goes your dashboard, file manager, and you can only put it into your library now. So that will be very, very helpful on that. Let's see, I'll stop that share. Sorry, I went back and forth. I shouldn't have done that, Sam.
You're okay. Do you just want to continue on with having your slide up, or do you want me to pull our slide?
I will.
Slide back up.
Sorry, I don't know why I did that. I wasn't thinking.
All right, we'll get there.
Okay, there we go. What did I have?
I've got images and icons up next.
Sorry, I'm like, I don't know where I went now. Oh yeah, we had a lot of chatter on Library Talk too recently about creating logos for your library. And those would be great to have to get those onto your website and put them in the spot just so you can see it's something that you created that you want to share. I did share what size they should be for your logo size when you're using it, when you're uploading it. Also with Canva, you can create, obviously a lot of librarians are familiar with that. And we also shared like what size to create for your slider, which works great. We also have the block icons. We get a lot of questions on that about what icons you can and cannot use. We provide the font awesome. That's something that anyone can access, and you just want to use ones that are free and that are, oh, what was the word? Oh goodness. I forgot, sorry. Trisha, what was that? What did we want? Free and solid, right? Yeah, so those were the ones that will show up on your website. And then also we get questions about changing the color, because a lot of people we just have a generic color scheme that we give out to every library, and you are more than welcome to change it and just to add things. These are just things that you can use. Go out, Google color schemes, and you can upload them on your site in your attributes by just uploading a color logo, anything like that. And yeah, but like I said, those are mostly what I get and what I help a lot of librarians with. So just fun facts. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're here to help.
Great. So that was kind of a whirlwind tour through all of the different, some of the different things that our district LRTs work on. And so we know that there's a lot more that goes on, both behind the scenes and in front of the scenes with all of the work that they do, and we're extremely grateful for that. So we're going to transition now to kind of the stuff that happens outside of those district offices to what, for lack of a better term, I called specialist support. And so Tony Blair, not the former British Prime Minister, funny story about that another time, but Tony is going to take us through the NAC directory and keeping that up to date. And then I think she's got a couple other kind of side comments as well.
Hi, my name is Tony Blair, and most of you probably know me from the Enrich Iowa program. I do work a lot with Scott Dermont regarding accreditation, the annual survey, reports like interlibrary loan, direct state aid, and open access. But today I thought I would touch base on our directory for Iowa Public Libraries. It's on our website. And it's in public view. So all libraries, public people, anybody can access, see where libraries are. But every library does have a login and password. And that's what I wanted to touch base with you about today. We use information out of that directory for many things. We do mailings and email merges. I do audits for accreditation with information that's in there. So we need to make sure that stuff is up to date. And that is where we need you to log in to keep that updated. We do send out reminders. We try to do that twice a year, and we do have one coming up in July. So expect an email coming out encouraging you to log in and just check everything out. Just make sure it's updated and update anything that needs to be done. But I did want to let you know that there is also information that once you're logged in that is not in public view that you can see for yourself about your library. It does have your bibliostat login and password. So at any time, if you all of a sudden you need a copy of a report you did that you didn't print off, and you're like, what is that login and password? You can log into the directory and get your information and go into bibliostat and print it. So it does have that. It tells you what your tier status is. It tells you if you are participating in direct state aid, interlibrary loan, and open access. It tells you stuff like your bridges, what you pay or would be expected to pay for bridges. It tells you who your district consultant and LRT is and how to contact them. So it does have information about your library. So we do want to make sure that the takeaway here is to make sure that you log in and keep that information up to date. But I just want to make sure if you don't know your login and password, which does happen, staff changes, an email, anything, you don't know how to get logged in, you can contact myself. You can also contact one of your district LRTs, and we can reset that information for you so you can get access. But that's all I really wanted to touch base with you today. Oh, I also, sorry, did want to mention that when you do update your information in the directory for like your director email, your youth services information, your board trustee emails, we do get that updated into the Gov delivery list as well. So that is another important reason to make sure you get that stuff updated. I think that's all I was going to touch base on today. So let me know if you need any help getting in.
Hello, my name is Margaret Barr, and I have been at the state for quite a while. I'm sure some of you know me. I work for Iowa Publications Online, is a digital repository of 47,000 items in the repository of state documents. It started in 2003. It can be searched anywhere from an internet device 24/7. Everything in it is maintained as basically a PDF file with metadata on each record. You can search the home page. Can you pull that up, Sam? And you could search by title, abstract, keywords. You can jump to a department. You can also browse up in the left-hand corner on the green bar. If you click on the browse button, it pulls down. You can browse by year, you can browse by department, and I'm forgetting one. Oh, state agency. That's very helpful if you're looking for certain state agencies, like if you're doing something for DNR or public health or human rights. It's very important just to go straight to their agency. All of our documents are either born digitally, which I go out and collect them, or they're sent to me and I download them into IPO. Or as Brenda said at the beginning, I am in the process, a very long process of scanning older state documents that we only have one copy of and loading those into IPO as well. So if you have any questions about, your patrons have state documents that they're looking for from the 1920s, 1940s on education or DNR or mines in Iowa, we have quite a bit of information on lots of different state documents on that. I also take care of STEM and Storytime to Go kits. And my biggest thing that I want you to know now is to go to your state library catalog, and at the top left side, it says list. If you go to the list and click on it, it will show you all of the STEM and Storytime to Go list, and it shows you if it's available or not available. And it also tells you how many holds could possibly be on that kit at one given time. You can use your library account for the state library catalog and click into it. And if you don't know that, call the reference desk or call me and I can get you that information. And you put a hold on the kit. And then when it's your turn, I send it out to you for your 5-week checkout. And we use Iowa Shares to send everything out. And we ask that you send it all back on Iowa Shares. And just for a fun fact to end, we have circulated 474 kits since we've started just over a year ago. So thank you. On to you, Emily.
Thank you, Margaret. My name is Emily Bainter, and my job title is Information Specialist. And I was just looking, and I had my 9-year anniversary with the state library. So I handle all of the communications in the agency, from website maintenance and news items and press releases, our publications and promotions, all of our email newsletters, as well as our social media. So I'm going to kind of go over how you can keep in touch and where you know how to find information from all of our programs and resources. So Hopefully you know about Library Talk, which is our very active forum for the Iowa library community. And the nice thing about that is you can be as active on there as you want. We'd love to see the conversations that happen between librarians. Keep in mind when you're on there that it is a public forum and we don't verify users that sign up for accounts. State library staff members also post very frequently and respond to questions. So it's just a good place to keep an eye on. And don't forget, you can go in and customize your email notifications to your own preferences. So you're not being inundated with emails unless you are into that, like no judgment. We also have several email newsletters that we send out on various frequencies. We really try not to inundate you with emails, but these are where the most important information from us gets shared to library directors and library staff members. So as you can see on the table over there, we have our weekly Monday morning eye opener newsletter that gets sent out by Bonnie McEwen, our Northwest District consultant. Sam sends out a new CE newsletter on a bi-weekly basis with new CE and just reminders for opportunities that you can take advantage of. Janae sends out the PopYS newsletter for youth services librarians each month. And our newest email newsletter is for directors, and it's called the Director Digest. And the goal of that is to just summarize what's kind of been happening around the state library and link you out to more information on any of that stuff. I also send out occasional state library news and updates. Those are kind of like press releases and news items that go out. We also are district consultants, or sometimes the LRTs will send out updates that are specific to your library district occasionally. And then State Librarian Michael Scott will also send out important updates to directors. So the only email list that we really kind of lock down, so to speak, is our public library directors list. And they receive the Director Digest and updates from Michael Scott, among other things. And we use the information, like we get the emails, as Tony mentioned, from the NAC directory to populate that list. So it is important that we have the most up-to-date information for that to ensure that all the directors receive our messages. So all of the other lists, you can self-sign up on our website, and you can just look for the link. I think it's called Get Updates from the State Library, and it's under like the About section and under Quick Links. So that just takes you to the page with more information, and then you click a link, enter your email, and then you can literally check off which topics you're interested in hearing about. So if you have any questions or aren't receiving newsletters that you've signed up for, feel free to contact me and we can look into it for you and make sure you get all of our information. If you are interested in state library news, you can, like I said, sign up to receive emails for our major announcements that we have that go out statewide. More frequently, I post news items to our website homepage, which is in a large section. Just go to our website and look for those. And these are also frequently cross-posted to Library Talk and through our other email newsletters as well. Finally, I am trying to be more active on our state library social media accounts, so feel free to give us a follow. We are currently on Facebook and Twitter /X. I don't know what we call it these days. So seek out those and give us a like. We did just have a pretty popular post recently that went out about our FY23 Iowa library statistics. And I pulled some kind of statewide information from the annual survey that you guys took last year and synthesized it, put it into kind of some infographics, and that really took off on Facebook. So check those out. And yeah, if you have any questions about anything, I'd be happy to help, as would everybody else.
Thank you, Emily. Thanks everyone for coming here. I'm so grateful that we had a chance to end this session with the sort of stay in touch. So if you've been around the Lunch with the State Library series, you know, we started these as a way to just let you know some of the staple classic things that the State Library provides to Iowa libraries that we're so delighted to provide. And so certainly getting in touch with us through any of those news outlets that Emily mentioned, the newsletter outlets will be very good. So my thanks also to Brenda Hall for introducing today's webinar. She is indeed keeping us on the track as well. So thanks everyone for coming. I wasn't sure we could do this one in half an hour, but we pretty much did it. My thanks to each of the LRTs that are on this call who do so much to help you and help the rest of us help you as well. So thanks for coming. Thanks for being part of Lunch with the State Library. I hope you can go for a walk and enjoy some outside time here if that's your thing. That is definitely my thing. It is almost July and I'm very happy about the weather. So all that being said, thanks again.